Colleagues, 73 years and a couple of days ago, on August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb to be used in warfare on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. A few days later, on August 9th, the United States dropped the second and last atomic bomb to be used in warfare on the city of Nagasaki. The casualties and damage caused by both bombs were enormous. An estimated 200,000 people died instantly, and another many tens of thousands died from the after effects of the bomb, and cancers, and other illnesses relating to radiation exposure. Most of the dead were civilians. Hibakusha, those who survived the bombings, tell us about nearly unspeakable carnage, terror, loss, and destruction caused by those bombs. Los Angeles is home to many hibakusha, several of whom are with us today. For over 70 years, they've been telling their stories over and over for one reason, so that no one else will ever have to experience the horrors they endured due to nuclear weapons. I'm pleased today to recognize the American Society of Hiroshima Nagasaki A-bomb survivors and all the hibakusha who are working for a nuclear weapons-free world. For decades, you have worked for peace by telling your stories so that current and future generations truly understand the devastation caused by nuclear weapons. At the same time, you've helped provide moral and medical support to your fellow survivors, the only ones who can truly understand the pain and suffering you've endured. I want you to know that the City of Los Angeles shares your hope for world peace and the abolition of all nuclear weapons so that the nuclear horror you've experienced is never, ever repeated again. Now I'd like to introduce Junji Sarashina, hopefully I've pronounced that right, President of the American Society of Hiroshima Nagasaki A-bomb survivors, who will speak on behalf of that organization.
Let's just give him a round of applause. We really appreciate you guys coming down. Thank you, sir.
My name is Junji Sarashina. I'm the president of the American Society of Hiroshima and Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Survivors. We have approximately 176 members in Southern California, mostly in Los Angeles County. We've been talking and teaching the college students and the young kids about the effect of the atomic bomb and the world peace. We thank you for awarding the commendation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I'd like to present this commendation to the American Society of Hiroshima Nagasaki A-bomb survivors.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming down. Mr. Clerk, this vote to reconsider item 31. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay, I'd like to call up Dr. Jimmy Hara, Junji Sarashina, Edgar Lopez, please come forward. Yes, sir.
Oh, they're going to speak to you? I'm Dr. Jimmy Hara, here representing the Physicians with Social Responsibility of Los Angeles, and speaking on my behalf and on behalf of Dr. Robert Dodge, who's the president of LAPSR currently, and we both also serve on the board of the Nuclear Age Peace Foundation in Santa Barbara. And both organizations were members of ICAN, the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, which won the Nobel Peace Prize this past year. As a physician, basically, human survival really depends upon our never detonating another nuclear weapon on this planet. And the medical response to a nuclear detonation would not be possible, really, and so consequently, we want to prevent what we cannot cure. There are 122 nation states which signed the treaty, and likewise, the Council of Mayors also supported this resolution, and so I commend that this body also.
Thank you. Next speaker. Good. Yes, sir.
August 6, 1945. The sky was covered with the blue light. The atomic bomb exploded over the city of Hiroshima. 130,000 people disappeared. One scene I cannot forget is the little black bundle of a baby, and the mother was still hanging on to this little thing. Many people suffered radiation sickness. Today, 73 years later, some of the atomic bomb survivors are still suffering with cancer, leukemia, and radiation sickness. We must abolish the atomic and nuclear weapon so no one will ever use it again on human being. We must pursue the peace of world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez.
Before I begin, I would like to thank Councilmembers Koretz and Bonin for introducing this resolution. Good morning. My name is Edgar Lopez. I'm a student from Alliance Dr. Olga Moen High School, located here in downtown. I am a part of the Nuclear Free Schools Club at my school, and through it, I have obtained amazing opportunities to travel both locally and internationally. Through my travels, I have made friends with many kids from Japan, Russia, the Pacific Islands, and many more that seek a world without nuclear weapons. As addressed in a resolution, nuclear weapons threatens all of humanity, which is something that the youth worldwide has recognized. Kids from around the world have acted in their own respective countries at great extent to achieve a nuclear-free world through online applications, surveys, books, and so much more. They've acted to get influential cities like Los Angeles to act and get political leaders to listen, and this can be that time. I speak on behalf of all my friends around the world and urge you to side for the right side of history and take the bold and right step forward and pass this resolution. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Koretz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think we've reached a time where the nuclear threat has been the greatest since the Cold War. We not only have growing international tensions, but we have countries trying to rebuild and increase their nuclear arsenals, and we have a hair-triggered tweeter in the White House that has threatened North Korea with fire and fury, and last month threatened Iran with consequences the like of which few throughout history have ever suffered. Even more dangerously, they are proposing the appropriate use of nuclear weapons as a first strike and trying to develop lower yield, supposedly nuclear weapons for this purpose, and that would be appropriate even in retaliation for non-nuclear actions of other countries. We need to withdraw the power given to the president to be the sole determiner of use of nuclear weapons. Also, we need to have the United States join the 122 nations that voted to adopt the UN Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. And we support a national grassroots campaign called Back from the Brink, which has been endorsed by cities across the country. And I'd like to thank Physicians for Social Responsibility, among others, for support for this and for bringing this to my attention. As we know, LA's voice is often listened to and will amplify this movement. So I urge you to help make history, to honor the survivors of the great tragedy in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and to protect current and future generations with an aye vote today. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Koretz. And again, thank everyone for coming down. Okay, let's prepare to vote on this item. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
That is approved. Okay,